take us through first touchdown catch, smile as I expected as you come to the podium. What was that like for you?
You know, super special, super surreal. You know, I think you always kind of dream of those moments, and that happens. And you know, I'm just very blessed and thankful to be here and just have a great receiver room, great quarterback, great coaches, top down, everyone in our program. You know, it's a special. Very thankful to be a part of it.
Stefon said that he told you to do 10 push-ups after you stumbled on the first catch. So
Yeah.
what happened there? What was going through your mind?
You know, I think you know that you see that first one in the game, and then kind of got a little bit open field, get excited. You know, the legs was just not moving as fast as I wanted them to. Stumbled, but yeah, I had to hit those 10 when I got back to the sideline.
You were so demonstrative to Drake after the touchdown catch. What were you saying to him that led to that?
I said you're him. I said you're him probably 3 or 4 times. You know, I think everyone sees how great he is and how well he's playing, but he'll probably never say it about himself. You know, he's a humble guy, and I respect and appreciate about him. So if I get the opportunity to tell him, you know, I want to tell him in that moment. You know, just continue to put the work in.
Hey, Efton, all the practice reps, all the warm-ups when you're running and catching balls with Tommy DeVito, how often during those times do you visualize doing what you did today?
I think that's kind of my big focus and main part of going out there early and seeing all those catches and stuff, just because, you know, I'm a big visualizer and seeing it happen before it happens, you know, so just getting those mental reps as much as I can before it actually happens.
I know you and Mac are very close, and you made the trip. Did he have a message for you after either the catch or the touchdown?
And he just said, keep going, doesn't matter, work's never going to stop, you know, opportunities is opportunities. You know, him and our relationship's special, so pretty much just yelling and hugging, so, you know, I appreciate him, and, you know, he's helped me tremendously as far as I've been here so far.
A lot of people, after seeing preseason, expected this to happen sooner. You had a really good preseason. Can you talk about the patience, how difficult it might have been, how you had to literally wait for your turn?
Yeah, and, you know, I think that's part of the NFL. I don't think, you know, as a rookie, you know, I think obviously everyone wants to play early and wants to contribute as much as they can. But, you know, I knew that, you know, my opportunity was going to come and hopefully take advantage of it. Not to see too far in the future and too far in the past, but just live in the now and continue just to show up daily, work as hard as I can daily, and you know, not try to you know, overstep or try to get into the future too fast. So definitely ups and downs as a rookie, but man, it's been so special to be here.
We saw you playing some of those inline snaps that Mac had been doing earlier in the season. Just what was it like playing that blocking role, and how much did he help you through that throughout the week?
Yeah, it was huge. You know, watching film every day after practice, just asking him, like, what do you think here, doing certain situations here, you know, and then just watching him the past, you know, weeks and seeing how he does it, you know, it's very special. You know, he gets it done at a high level, and so, you know, just trying to do my best to follow in his footsteps there.
When did you know you were getting the start? Did you get family here?
No family here, unfortunately. But, you know, I know they were all watching back home. And, you know, kind of, I always don't want to, you know, like I said, don't get too far ahead in the future. You know, always just kind of one day at a time. And so, you know, I knew the opportunity was going to happen. Didn't know how much of an opportunity it was going to be. And then, you know, get to the end of the week and kind of just continue to to play hard and do everything I can.
We saw you carry the ball off. Who gets the ball?
I don't know yet. Maybe mom, dad. I don't know. That one's definitely going to be in the house though, for sure.
Efton, Coach said you've got a lot of touchdowns on a Friday. Are they the same as a touchdown on a Sunday?
No, not even close. I think you know, I'll always remember that. Very thankful, very appreciative of the opportunity just to, you know, capitalize on that route. So.
Efton, just taking back to the first catch, just looked like they sent all out pressure on the play.
Yeah.
Did you know Drake had his guy right in his face?
I mean, I saw the backer go, and you know, I knew I had an opportunity to get it, and then he threw a great ball, and then I should have stayed on my feet, should have scored for him, but yes, sir.
This whole thing, undrafted, Eastern Washington, underdog, like making the team. Like, have you stepped back to just, like, appreciate, like, that you're standing here right now and just scored your first career touchdown?
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that. I was sitting on the bench with Dobbsy, you know, just talking about how blessed we are to be here and how people would do anything just to practice. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like people would do anything to do that as I would if I was a college player looking at someone and man, so when you get the opportunity to play on Sunday and then talking to Dobbs and he's year 9, you know, sometimes you don't realize how blessed and thankful you really are. And, you know, trying to just always keep that mindset. When I pull into the parking lot in the morning, man, it's the hugest blessing, and I'll never take it for granted. So continue to try to do that as my career goes on. You know, hopefully I'm at Dobbs' one point in year 9.
Congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
For only the third time in team history, Patriots are on the road. How did you guys do that, and what does that accomplishment mean to this group?
I feel like it started in training camp. When you build an identity and you try to figure out what kind of team you have and what you're good at and the things you might not be as strong at. But kind of banding together throughout that season, and it was a tough road. Like it was a lot of close games. You know, even starting off with Miami. You know, Miami, we had some special teams. We had a lot of complimentary football. So I feel like that kind of played a part in where the direction we went. You know, luckily we won, but it kind of gave us that we can play with anybody. We can close out some tough games. We can find a way to win. So now that we kind of fast forward at this point, it's just like carrying that identity and it kind of standing true to what we believe in and working hard and finishing, and you know, we're on the right track. Let's just say that.
How do you guys focus and finish?
How do we focus and finish?
Season game, going into the last regular season game.
It starts off with practice. And I feel like last week, you know, you don't know, but Braves was on our about finishing and having that mindset and don't think anything's gonna be given to us. You got to earn everything that you get. So we went in with that mindset. I anticipate him being the same way this week. That's all it's gonna come down to, and practicing the right way. You practice the right way, it'll have some turnover, and we'll figure it out from there.
What does it say about this team dealing with the amount of injuries that you are to win in such a dominant fashion?
Resilient, and we got that next man up mindset. I keep saying we got a lot of horses in the stable analogy. We got some guys that weren't playing that, got a lot of opportunity today that showed you that they can play at a high level too. When I said it was 7 dogs and 1 bone, it was a lot of dogs in the stable too. And you know, so it's just, you know, it's been a process. I feel like those guys wanted to take advantage of that opportunity, and I'm more happy for them than they were happy. You know, maybe.
To see Efton find the.
Yeah, that's what you know which one I was talking about. Efton, you know, he does everything right. You haven't heard much from him since like training camp and OTAs and a little bit of the preseason, but him going out there, I'm still hard on him though. He gave me like 10 push-ups on the sideline. He should have scored on his play. So we'll get back in the lab. We'll work on that.
30 yards from 1,000. Mm-hmm. What would that personal milestone mean to you this year?
Well, we didn't get to finish the game today. You know, I was even telling my teammates I was a little mad at myself that I didn't squeeze the lemon. We have a little rule: squeeze the lemon and make fruit punch. Don't come back with lemonade. I ain't asked for lemonade. So I just feel like I wish I would have got more out of the opportunities that I did get. But I'm thankful. I entered this thing with gratitude. Throughout this season, I've kind of approached it that way, been unselfish and been in a mind frame of trying to be the best teammate I can be, and it's turned the corner for me. You know, we got that offense that we spread the ball around. We don't got that offense that one guy gets this and one guy gets that. But I feel like out of everybody, I feel like I get a good portion. You know, and I'm thankful, and I always tell them that each and every day. So reaching that milestone would just be another. I feel like individual success breeds team success, but it's been a long way. You know, and I kind of told y'all in the beginning of the year, I wasn't aiming for numbers and I wasn't aiming for this, so I just wanted to win, and I still want to win. So if it's in the cards for me next week, you know, fingers crossed. But I'm going to go in with the mindset I'm just trying to win, and I'm going to do everything I can to win.
How would you assess Drake's performance today and the offense
18
as
for
a whole?
22.
Not bad.
It's decent. You know what I'm saying? I think he's pretty good, man, and he didn't play the last quarter, so I feel like we're growing, we're going in the right direction, and he keeps getting better each and every week. You know, they kind of keep saying this MVP stuff, so it's time we start rolling with it.
What makes Mike Vrabel a head coach, and what do you like about him?
My favorite thing about Coach Vrabel, I probably would say he holds everybody to the same standard, and that's big for me. You know, whether you're an A player or a B player, he holds everybody to the same standard. He wants you to give it everything you got each and every play, and it's always going to come down to effort and finish with your teammates. You know, how good of a teammate are you if you throw an extra block here, or you going the extra mile for your guy, or you know, even coming down to emotion to get somebody open. So my favorite thing is he holds everybody to the same standard. He was a player, so he has that. He can relate to us. He knows when we're banged up. He knows when we're, we got a lot of guys injured, and we were going to go out there with the mindset of he was going to expect the same thing he expected from the previous starter from the backwards.
on the 31-yarder down the sideline. Did you just see Drake rolling to his right and go upfield on that? What did you see on that play?
Scramble drill rules, I try not to make it more than what it is. Scramble drill rule, he gave me a chance. I try to make a play for him. When you're trying to make plays for the quarterback and you end up coming down with them, they usually trust you a little bit more. So I'm just trying to make the plays that come to me, and hopefully in the future he won't even have the second guess.
Been in the league back-to-back 100-yard games. How much is the way you guys have rotated at receiver, everyone gets to play and get some rest, contributed to your performance or how you feel right now?
I feel great. I think it's, I don't draw it up. I don't call the plays. I don't do none of that. I just try to go in there and have the right mindset and, approach this thing the best way I can. So back-to-back 100-yard game, I promise you that wasn't my first time. I've been in the game for so long. So it's definitely more so team success that breeds that individual success in that portion, because a lot of guys are getting open. Tight ends are catching passes, running back catching passes. So I'm just a small piece in the puzzle, and, making the plays that come to me is important to me.
Given Steph, getting back. Team, what would you make of 4 wins, and now 13 wins? What would you?
I'm so sorry.
If you were, say, on the outside looking in on these Patriots, had won only 4 games the last 2 years, and now suddenly you're in the, you're back. It's like the conversation for number 1 seed. What do you think you guys are kind of telling the league about what's going on here?
Nothing. I don't think it's ever about them. It's more about us. I can't talk about the past. I wasn't even here for the past. But outside looking in, I can't even tell you. You're going to have somebody on the outside. Inside, I will say, we don't worry about what's going on around us. We don't worry about, what people think about us. All we do is come in and work each and every day, carrying that same mindset, carrying what our coach kind of instilled with us early. And, we take it one game at a time. Next week is going to be a crucial week for us. So we think about Patriots are back or whatever. They had a great team back in the day, won a lot of Super Bowls. Hopefully, if we get the opportunity to ever do that, we can achieve that. But right now, we got to take it one game at a time.
Steph, going back to Mike Vrabel for a second, what does it do to you to have a coach that seems like he's willing to fight for you? We see him come on the field when guys are down. When Drake got hit with the roughing the passer, it was almost, I don't know, it's hard to tell from our vantage point, but maybe he was saying something to the Jets about what was going on. What's it like to have that kind of fire on your side?
It makes you want to run through a wall. I'm aggressive as hell. I love this game. I love what I do. And I go in with the mindset of I'm trying to attack it. So I just feel like the best thing I can do in this situation is be a good teammate, be a echo of whatever's being preached, and approach it that way. But having a coach like that makes you want to run through a wall. He's aggressive. He's always aggressive. It's crazy because he's a defensive guy. So that aggression, kind of translates into coaching. So for us, I feel like we just going with the mindset of being you. Embrace the you, and your coach is going to be behind you.
You got one over there. I have a question. That catch you had on the sideline, probably one of the best catches I've seen with my own 2 eyes. How were you feeling? Talk me through that.
I was feeling like Austin Hooper, man. Austin Hooper made a hell of a catch earlier this year. Whoop. So I'm just trying to make plays. Yeah, I know we all trying to go home. KC, sorry. I'm just trying to make plays, man. It won't be my last catch. You know what I'm saying? It was decent. Hopefully we'll watch it on tape and be like, all right, that was good.
Steph, last one. Just you've been in the league a long time. 8-0 on the road. How hard is that, and how impressive is that?
I don't really think too much about it. I think this is the first time I probably went 8-0 on the road. It's impressive just going in hostile environments. You're away from the crib. The fans aren't really on your side all the time, even though the Pats travel extremely well. But you're going into a hostile environment, and it's all about how you handle it, how you be on the details of your job, how are you being a good teammate, how are you finishing. And I think that we're doing a decent job at it. I won't say a good job, but I'll say we're doing a decent job at it. And we're just trying to build off of this thing, man, and keep going. Thank y'all so much.
Christian, the way you guys came out, down some starters on both sides of the football, how good was that to see? What did you like about your game plan, especially early on?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to come out on the road and, like you said, down a couple people, but we knew everybody was going to step up, and it was good. We got out there, executed, and we're able to get out of here with a win.
Christian, just what did you take away from going up against AD again today, and just how was it like to kind of go against him just a couple weeks ago and then face him again today?
Yeah, he's a good receiver. We played each other in college. We got the same agent, so I know AD a good amount. So he's brings a lot to the table. He's real fast. He runs good routes. So it's fun. Anytime we get to go up, especially against somebody it's
it's always fun. You know, he presents a challenge. He's able to stretch the field, and you know, it's a good cover. So it was fun going up against him again.
I think you held them to 77 net yards in the first half. How important was it for you guys, especially with their running game, to get a jump on them from that, especially coming up making some tackles?
Yeah, for sure. We knew we had to stop the run game. Brees is an amazing back. Everybody knows what he brings to the Jets and what they do. So coming into the game, we knew we had to stop him and get him down early. So we were able to do that and you know, force him to pass the ball, and you know, we were able to go out there and execute.
Just the third team in Pat's history to have an 8-0 road record. What does that mean to you guys as a group?
Yeah, it's huge. Talked about it all week. You know, we that's what we wanted to do. We had unfinished business was kind of the theme of the week, was coming in here and, you know, getting a win and going 8-0 on the road. That's a real big, you know, big thing, especially for us as a young team, to be able to, you know, go out and go on the road and win games, win tough games like Tampa, multiple tough road games in Baltimore, and you know, come here and finish the deal and go 8-0, and you know, now we're on to Miami.
I'm assuming you go up against Stefon Diggs a little bit in practice. What makes him good, very good, great?
A lot of things. I mean, he's a vet. He's done it. He's seen everything. So when you see everything, you start to know like how to beat certain things. And I mean, he's done it at a high level for such a long time. So I mean, just his quickness, his shiftiness. He's very good at, you know, making things look as they're not. You know, deception is a big thing for him, and it's kind of what he does. And it's cool for me because I'm able to pick his brain and you know, talk to him about certain things of how a receiver looks, and he can talk to me about how a DB looks. So you know, it works, and he's been such a good addition to this team, and a good energy and a good voice in the locker room.
Do you have an opinion whether your quarterback is the MVP of the league?
I think so. I mean, he goes out there and shows it every week, and I mean, I think that's something he's earned. But I mean, I know him and this team. We're focused on winning games. So if it happens to be, you know, him, then it is. But you know, we're focused on winning games.
Coach mentioned that Efton catches touchdowns on Fridays. He now caught a touchdown on a Sunday. How excited were you for him to catch a touchdown on Sundays, knowing what you've seen from him in practice?
Yeah, it was huge. Seeing Chiz be able to go out there, we knew he was going to get the opportunity this week to, you know, go out there and get a lot of snaps, get a lot of meaningful snaps, and just how hard he works. He's in the building. You know, one of the first ones in the building, one of the last ones out the building. You know, he studies so much, he cares so much. So to see him be able to go out there and, you know, get his first touchdown, it's awesome. You know, the energy on the sideline was turned for him, and you know, he's going to enjoy it, and we all enjoyed it. So looking forward to what more he can bring to the team, and you know, happy for him. Appreciate you.
Rhamondre, 2 weeks in a row, another great performance by you in the receiving game on a touchdown. Good matchup on a one-on-one, right?
Yep. Worked on it all week in practice. Kind of seen that look in practice all week. Knew the DM was going to peel, so it was just up to me to beat him and get to the corner. And it was a great ball by Drake.
When you guys go empty, how important is that when you get manned that there's really not one receiver he can throw it to anybody? You know,
Right.
I think it was 9 completions to 7 different receivers at one point.
Oh, yeah, he's going to throw it to the guy that's open. So that means us as receivers, running backs, got to, you know, run routes to win and expect the ball every time.
Rhamondre, how good do you continue to feel, you know, what you were able to do last week, you, but also the team, and coming into this one and taking care of business?
Yeah, it feels great. It feels great to, you know, I think we're 8-0 on the road now, so I think that's a great accomplishment for us as a team. And, you know, me personally, just putting weeks together. You know, every week's different. Every week's his own challenge, so the next challenge is Miami next week.
Can you talk about the importance of a game like this and making this your identity going forward? Being able to run the ball, control the clock, and then open up the play action. It hasn't been consistent all year despite some of the winning. This was probably the most well-rounded offense we saw.
Yeah. I mean, my definition of a tough football team is running the ball and controlling the clock. So I think if we could do that, that's a great recipe for postseason, things like that. So yeah, I'm happy we got that done today.
Any other questions?
What you can say about your quarterback? 5 touchdown passes today, career high to different receivers. What's continually making him great?
Just how he approaches each week. He goes in there with a mindset on, Wednesdays, our first day of practice of the week. He goes in there with a mindset of, he kind of wants to win the game on Wednesdays and throughout the week before we get to Sunday. And I think that's a big thing for him and just the team. Just putting our best foot forward throughout practice and then, reaping the rewards on Sunday.
Watching Ben step in for Jared, we've seen Morgan, we've seen other guys step in for Darian, step in for Will. What's the offensive line meant to you?
Yeah, next man up mentality. They all work hard. Just like all of us throughout the week, they're putting their best foot forward and trying to get better and trying to learn, trying to, help us win games. So I applaud them guys up front for getting in there and doing their thing.
Thank you, Rhamondre.
Appreciate it.